Okay, cool. We're live. What's going on, guys? So tonight, this is a short notice thing. Tonight, we got a special guest, Random Rob. Please welcome Rob. John, come back. I see your note that you're going to go watch Fox News. No, come back. we're here.
I'll keep an eye open. Well, as soon as, I mean, we just went live and it was like impromptu. So, I mean, as soon as like the notice goes and hopefully the notice goes, I've heard sometimes with my live, mine's more scheduled, Monday at 9. Yep. So it's a little more predictable, but these impromptu lives, sometimes people don't get the notice I mean, it's Thursday evening.
So at 8:30. But thanks for joining us on such short notice. It was kind of a pain with the schedule trying to get everything lined up, and I screwed some stuff up. But thank you for making time to join us here.
To me? Yeah. No, you're welcome.
Thank you to you,
Listen,
Chris and I are always here.
We're always
I can jump on like I have like small segments of time, because I work full time.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I come home and I grind out a bunch of videos, and then I can sneak in some lives. I should probably do more lives with more channels.
Trying to get all this.
So is the chat working? Because I don't see anybody in there. Okay, now I see some people.
There's Justin EDC.
Okay,
yeah.
Who Justin EDC was the winner of my
of your
50,000 subscriber Orange Monster, and he's part of my Discord founder.
He is.
That game was not rigged.
No,
it might have been rigged, but
I
mean, I did it live.
Can we talk about that for a minute? Because I was in there, and I'm a member of your Discord also. By the way, it's awesome. And if a founder slot opens up, consider right here. I'm down. But
that'll happen at the beginning of the year.
So you think somebody will drop out?
Oh yeah, some founders aren't going to re-sign up. Like, I mean, I don't want to pick on anybody, but
right now
there's some guys that I guarantee you are not going to re-sign. They're not even active now, so they'll or they got their own thing, and that's fine.
Okay.
We can shift around. We want people to be active in it.
Absolutely. So I was there in that when it was happening, and you pulled the first drawing. I think Justin might have been the 6th or 8th name you pulled. It was multiple names, and nobody answered. And I swear to you, the next day, you got hate mail from these people. Oh, this is rigged. This is I'm like, what are you talking about, rigged? There was specific rules. These people didn't follow them. They didn't answer within a specific amount of time until somebody was there. And Justin was the first one,
On top of that, Matt, I also, because I felt bad that those first people weren't responding or they weren't in the live.
Right.
So I gave them the opportunity. I'm like, reach out to me and I'll send you something. And I never heard a peep from any of the other drawings. None of them. I would have sent them something.
I know you would have. Yeah. That's wow.
So, and then I get this all the time too, like Steve Papa at Watch Reviews. I think this is the first time I've seen Random Rob's face. I've been on camera a ton of times.
Yeah,
every time I go on camera, everyone's like, "Oh, it's great to put a face to the to the hands, to the voice."
Yep.
So someone's already bringing up. Oh, sorry, good.
Well, no, go ahead. Oh, please no TPG. All right, we won't talk about that. I
was just to say, people are already bringing up TPG.
But that is what's kind of stirring up after the whole deleting of Just One More Watches channel, which is an issue all of us have to be careful of. And I'm not sure if that's not a computer doing that. I don't think an actual person. I don't know. Chris and I talked about
that's an automated thing. That's a bot or AI or whatever. Yeah. That's an automated response, and that's just listen, we're nothing. We are absolutely nothing in the realm of YouTube. So they're protecting their investment, and their investment is their advertisers. It's the same advertisers that pay us AdSense.
Mm-hmm.
There's a much bigger engine running here, and we're just nothing.
Yeah, I got an email from because I emailed Jody once it happened. I just emailed him. I said whatever. Sorry this happened. If you want to get on a live stream, I was going to get on a live stream if you wanted to talk to my audience and see if you could get help or whatever. And he responded to me, and we were just going back and forth on email. And I said to him, it's YouTube and eBay have a lot in common. They say they're about the people. They want people to be the focus of everything. They care about the customer. They care about the seller. and YouTube say they care about the creator, they care about the viewer, but really the whole thing is run by robots. There's just algorithms that are running everything. And if you do something in your video or say a word, it gets caught by an algorithm, and then your whole channel can get taken down from one simple mistake. And that's it. Or like on eBay, like they just have all these rules that just it's not there to protect you. They're just protecting themselves, basically. That's it.
Yeah.
So it sucks, but that's the way it is. And that's what basically, I guess, happened to.
The trickiest part is like we're all rule followers. Like we believe in rule of law. So we're going to follow the rules. The problem is we don't necessarily know what the rules are all the time.
That's right.
So like, and there's no, like you said, it's just a bot or AI or something. So it's not like there's a human that's going to go like, hey, you can't post that or something like that. It's just going to be like, click, boom, your whole channel's gone. Like, whoa, what the hell just happened?
And if that happens to one of us, maybe even up to, you have over 50,000 subscribers now. But like you said, that's relatively, in the grand scheme of everything that is YouTube, that's a small channel. Because they got some people with millions and millions of subscribers. So I think the biggest concern for what scared all of us with that is we're not getting it back. If it happens to us, it happens to me, I'm definitely not getting it back. I haven't even broke 2,000 yet. So it's just you snooze, you lose. I'd have to start a new one all over again. And unless Chris and I have talked about this before, unless you're actually doing this, unless you're in the arena doing this YouTube game, you have no idea how much work it takes. Like you just said, you just got off a full shift and filmed 6 or 7 videos.
Right.
And YouTube's not paying your bills. So you're putting all this time and effort in, and they can just flick the switch and you're gone. All your hard work is gone. So
yeah, I mean, from my perspective though, I mean, you guys see the white hair. Like this, I'm a little bit older. I'm not a risk taker. So like this is a hobby to me. Yeah, I get paid, but if I'm being honest, like if they were to shut my channel down, my life would just get easier. Like it would suck. I'd be bummed out. But I would just work overtime. I'll probably make more money, and like I wouldn't have the stress of all the others. So like I crossed over a threshold where now like I have to pay quarterly taxes, and I'm paying like thousands of dollars a year in shipping, and I'm up trying to manage all these relationships. Like it's a lot of work behind the scenes. Forget about the videos.
Yeah.
Just from my perspective, and I have way less followers and subscribers. Just dealing with micro brands and constantly keeping track of the watches that are coming in and the watches that need to go out. And then they're like, oh, ship it here. And there's been times where I've gone to the post office and then I've ran back into the post office. I was like, wait a second. Can I see that package? Because I don't remember if I put the right address because because I'm right. I print all the addresses out. I put the watches in the boxes. I seal them up. And then I doubt myself. I'm like, wait, did I put that Seiko in this box or did I put it in? Oh, man, and then I don't want to send somebody the wrong watch. I constantly.
I did the same thing. I double check. I just sent out 3 packages. One's back to you, Chris.
Yeah, I got it today.
Okay, good. And I was same thing. I'm like, oh, did I? Let me double check before I send it. And okay, this label goes here. And and then like a lot of people don't ship international stuff. I talked to you about this, Chris, earlier. I got to send those watches back to Singapore, those MMI turrets. And you're like, just use DHL. And I'm like, I don't want to use UPS because they want $140. And now I'm going international shipping. I got to fill out those forms. And it's like Rob said, it's a pain. It's a pain.
You can do that. You can do that international. You got to select another tab. I forget what it is on the USPS, and it'll be $24.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, you can do USPS. I do so much international too. It's really not. Once you get a few under your belt, it's not that intimidating.
Okay, it's right on the website.
You hit me up, separately, and I can walk you through it really easy.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And then there's the other problems. There was a watch that I sent out, 2 watches. I forget the name of the brand. It was a pretty weird watch. Very weird way of the case was kind of organic. It was a very strange watch. 2 of them they actually sent me, and they asked me to ship it back to them. and they were in, I want to say, the UK. I don't remember exactly where they were based, or Portugal. I don't remember. And
Borealis is in Portugal, so
yeah, it wasn't Borealis. It was a different one. I don't remember the name now, but if I remember, I'll tell you guys. But so they asked me. I asked them. I was like, it was actually the first time I was shipping something back to a different country for the channel, and I just asked them. I was like, what insurance should I put on it? What value should I put on it? They go, put $20. I was like, $20? Yeah. And I was like, I know for a fact this cannot be this has to be worth more than $20. You know, there was one had an ETA movement, one had a NH35. It has to be worth more than that, you know? So I was like, okay, no problem. So I put it in the mail. I filled out all the paperwork. I did everything as they asked me to do. Goes into the mail. A few days later, it shows as delivered, but it actually got rejected out of customs. And then it got delivered to an address someplace else in New York. I don't know who. And the package was just lost. So I called them up, and they're like, well, you put only a value of $20. That's the only amount that's going to be recoverable. And I was just like, that's what they told me to do. And they were like, okay, well, you got to tell the sender that's the case. And that was it. Those watches are gone. Yep. Whoever it was delivered to, I don't know if that was some sort of scam. It was rejected out of customs, and it got delivered somewhere, which was ridiculous. Not back to the sender. It got delivered to a different address and accepted. And
that was gone. USPS?
USPS.
Man, I have not lost a single watch yet. And I've
really
shipped, it has to be over 1,000 by now, way over 1,000.
USPS or
most of it USPS. I've done some UPS and FedEx too, depending on if people request it. But I've had great luck with USPS. But you know, there's a certain way I package, there's a certain way I label it, and then international. I don't bother insuring it because they don't cover insurance anyway when it goes international.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they got to pay like a, I don't know, like a duty fee or something. I don't know. They got to pay something. So that's why I usually do the $10 or $20 or something like that, even when I'm shipping to Canada and stuff like that. So if it's something expensive and they want it covered, you're better off shipping it UPS or FedEx to be covered. And then I have private insurance too that I cover because I have so much in here just from people loaning in. So I have like a rider on my insurance too. So.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's smart.
Definitely. And most of those micro brands have they either just build it in or whatever because they know they probably didn't freak out when you told them the couple they're gone.
I just told them they kind of freaked out though. I gotta be honest, but it's like, listen,
well, those prototypes are borderline priceless. Like people think that they're just junk or whatever. Like they got a lot of money invested into those.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of starting your own micro brand?
No way.
He said no way.
No way.
Yeah, that's.
I can't keep up with what I got going. There's no way. Like I have a couple of what do you call them? Collaborations in the works, but I'll never do it solo. And even the collaboration, like I'm not going to benefit from it at all. It's just going to be something kind of cool to add to the hobby. So
yeah. So here's one thing I did think about when we were talking, emailing back or messaging back and forth today, Rob. Your friend Bruce Williams, good channel. Have you seen his latest video where he talks about the $1,000 to like $2,000 range, that mid-tier luxury? Yes. Have you guys seen that video?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? Having just bought a Rolex, by the way, what are you wearing tonight on your wrist?
The sub.
Sub, okay. It's great.
It's from since I've bought it,
I
can't bring myself to wear anything else. There's been a couple watches I've tried, but I think I could just have this one watch.
Yeah, I have argued that there is a lot of Instagram, I think, or internet hype, but I think one of the reasons it is such a great watch is Rolex actually did nail it. From the weight to the thickness, just the size, the bracelet. I think they nailed it with that one. It's a great watch.
It's hard to quantify, like you're saying. It's like you can try to measure all those things,
right?
But until you actually buying it, I mean, there's some of it is the fact that it's difficult to purchase one at retail and all of that. So that all plays into it. Plus, the relationships I had to build to even have the opportunity to pick one up. You know, and I have other opportunities to do other things, and I don't think I'm going to. I think I might just enjoy this moment in time for a while.
Yeah, you were talking about getting an Air King, I think, weren't you? Have you changed your mind on that?
I'm still saving for one. I
Right.
pretty much have the money to do it, but I haven't said go yet. You know, like I don't want to say go as in like to the AD and say, because some of the people I'm dealing with now, they might be like, okay, come get it. You know, like, holy shit, you know, I wasn't ready for that, you know, sort of thing. And I feel like it might upset the balance I have right now, which is basically just one watch.
Yeah. So back to, I got a little bit sidetracked there. Back to Bruce's video. I think I kind of agree with him on where he's at, because I was looking the other day in my watch box, and I got, you know, I have a sub and a Milgauss and some higher end watches, but I have some like that Eterna Contiki I have, and the Rado and the Frederic Constant, and they're great watches. And I'm thinking, I think he's right. This is the tier a lot of people I think should hover in, that, you know, maybe up to $2,500, under $3,000, between $1,000 and $3,000, you can get some awesome watches.
Yeah.
I don't think that sub is great, but I don't know that it's, on some of these, I don't know that it's 10 times the watch that $1,000 watch is. I think when you hit that $1,000 range, you start stepping up into another tier. Would you agree with that, or?
100%. We could talk for ages on that. Basically, it's diminishing returns. So like once you, most people stay in that Seiko range for a long time. But even that's altered because they've raised their prices. Like, I got some awesome Seikos in right now, and you could stop there. You could live there forever, and compare them to all those other watches and justify that purchase and that price point. You know, jumping to that next level, which really isn't that big of a jump anymore when you're paying, you know, over $1,000 for a nice Seiko diver, to jump to that, you know, Eternas or the Zodiacs or the
the Zodiacs are
you know, where you're getting. I think the big jump is basically when you jump into Swiss movement, and if you can play in Swiss COSC, because those, now you have that lovely accuracy, like that high life that you have. That's an awesome watch. It's COSC. You can pick those up things. That watch is.
You reviewed that one too, didn't you?
Yeah, Mimo sent it to me.
Yeah.
I might end up picking one of those up. I don't know. I'm going out to visit him at the end of the month. So,
I mean, I got a gray market. I don't have like the connections that's up. So, and I only paid $1,200 for it. It didn't come with the rubber strap and the correct box. But I don't care. I'm a bracelet guy. So I'm thinking to myself, $1,200 for a COSC certified.
Yeah.
I mean, an integrated bracelet watch. It's fantastic for that price.
Yeah, it is a great watch. There's tons of greats out there. So yeah, that mid tier is awesome to play in. I'll have some more in, but I can't think of a single one in the Seiko lineup, the low tier or the mid tier, or anything that I'm willing to spend money, because I have the money right now, and that I don't know what's going on with me. Maybe I'm broken right now. There's nothing.
Grand Seiko doesn't do it for you?
No, I won't put money at Grand Seiko. I have and people will probably hate on me for this, but if you're going to spend, because Grand Seiko, they adjusted the price on that stuff too.
It went up.
If you're going to spend Grand Seiko money, I mean, you're not too far off from, you know, Omega, Breitling, Rolex, or whatever. Like in all three of those, I would choose over Grand Seiko every single time.
100%.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I mean, I've never owned a Grand Seiko, and I do see the appeal of it, but I feel as though if I was going to go spend $6,000 on a Grand Seiko, I would probably go for an Omega before I hit that. I pulled the trigger on a Grand Seiko. But I agree with what both of you guys are saying, and what Bruce was saying in that video. Basically, that range of $1,000 to $3,000, there's something different that you get with that range versus the more affordable micro brands that are out there that are all now micro brands have been pushing up a little bit, and they're in that range of $500, $600. Now they're putting, Sellita movements in them. They're finding other movements that are Swiss that they could put in them now. I'd rather have one $2,000 watch than maybe 3 micro brand watches. Recently, that's the way I've been looking at it. Just because there's a little bit something more special about them. And what I've noticed, one thing about micro brands in the past, like all the micro brands I've been getting in all have the same buckle, all have the same sort of, you know what I mean? And now they're changing from a double fold over to a single, fold over to a double. And I get it because it's the simplest design, and, but the problem is that, it's just a little bit generic now. It's becoming, every single time I get one in, I'm like, I always say it now, even when I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is the typical buckle that I see on all the micro brands these days. That's it. It's just, right. I don't know. But I definitely agree with that.
Well, bracelets and clasp are hard to, it's one thing for a micro brand to have an original design on the watch head or dial and hands and all that stuff, which is great. But the guys that I talk to, when you start playing around with the bracelets, I mean, there are a little more parts been, choosing on that stuff, and then definitely on the clasp, even if they can deviate from the bracelet links and stuff like that. So I guess it's cool that they're migrating towards better ones. Like I just got in the Helson Shark Diver 300, which they improved it quite a bit since the last generation, but they have the shit clasp on it. They have, it's 3 micro adjust, like Long Island watch style. It should have, 4. Just one more hole. Come on.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's
so, I got the Shinola in here, the Lake Monster Diver. That is a cool clasp. You guys need to see that. And it's the same size clasp as that, and it has onboard, no tool required micro adjust.
But how much does that go for? The Shinola?
The Shinola, those are like with the bracelet, I think just under 1,500.
Yeah. So yeah, you're talking about that range. See, once you get over that, it's true though. And Shinola is like sort of a major brand, I guess you could call them, because they make watches for other brands too. But once you get over that $1,000, you're getting a watch that's a little bit, because they put a little bit more into it than.
True.
That's it.
Yeah.
Josh from the Town Watch says, get a Cartier Random Rob. Have you had a Cartier Santos on?
No,
I've got one of those.
Yeah, I've handled them. I don't foresee it. Like, that's not my style. Like, I'm not, like, even pulling off that high life, like I'm a grunt, man. I work outside all day long. I do pipe wrenches. I work on appliances. I dig holes for, fixing gas leaks and stuff. Right. Like it's, which I've been wearing this sub like at work. So
yeah. I gotta say, Josh, Brian mentions the Cartier Santos. I was telling Chris about this. I went to a major AD up here near DC in Virginia, and they have everything: Rolex, Omega, Panerai, Cartier, all of them, JLC, and I was able to try on and look at the Cartier Santos. I really like the way it looks, but when I picked it up, like we talked about earlier, Rob, there's something tangible about getting the watch in your hand. And it felt very light. I'm sorry, I have to admit, in my opinion, don't mean nothing, but it felt cheap. And they wanted $6,800 for it. There was something about the bracelet. It was something about it. I was disappointed. Man,
it looks like that would be a heavier watch too.
It does, but I picked it up. I'm like, man, this is super light. Especially
you're used to wearing like full gold watches and stuff, though. So.
That's true. That is true. I did have that the two-tone bluesy on, and that's kind of a heavy watch. So maybe that was my perception thrown off, but I was kind of disappointed, especially for $6,800. I was like, I don't know. So,
well, and all of us are, we all focus too on that. Like, so the Cartier is $6,800.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of us, before we go buy that, guaranteed, like, because we're all flippers too. Like, we're gonna go look what is that trending at on the real market? Like,
yep.
What kind of hit am I going to potentially take on this? And that weighs on your decision. Are you going to pay $6,800 and have to sell for $3,800? Ouch.
it weighs on every decision I make when it comes to a watch. You know, I've been looking at Lynn Verdelin. I think you, Rob, I don't think you've ever had one on your channel. Lynn
Never
Verdelin.
heard of it.
It's like an integrated bracelet. I guess independent brand. They're like a micro brand. But the problem with them is that it's a heavy watch too. That's the brand that they actually made those like dive computers. You can put them on top and it actually attaches to the watch itself.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, and I've always wanted one, but I could never bring I really want to buy one, but they retail for like $9,000, but they sell on the gray market for 75% off.
Yeah.
And I can never find the exact one that I want because there's a specific one that I really want. And I can't bring myself to buy one because first off, it's a lot of money. I'm not going to spend that. But they just don't have a resale value. And I'm afraid of even if I buy one used or on the gray market, if I don't like it, which is a high chance of me not liking it, when I try to flip it, I'm definitely going to lose money on it. So that's what keeps me
sounds
from
like
buying
a brand that just needs to send you one to check out for.
There you go. Yeah.
I've reached out to them.
No response. He said, well, no, you're right, Chris. You were the one I told you knew for months. I said, I'm looking for this Eterna Kontiki 4-hands Eterna-matic, right? And you are always on eBay. You hit me up one night. You said, dude, check it out. Here it is. There were two. One was brand new and he wanted $2,200. And then there was the one that was pre-owned and the guy wanted $700 for it. That's how much of a hit. And apparently he bought it on one of these like drop, mass drop type of things. And so he probably paid around $12 for it. I don't know exactly. That's the type of hits. And that's a fantastic watch. Eterna, you turned me on to them, Chris. They're great. They make great watches and super underrated. And they take a hit like nothing. I don't know why. I don't know why they take a big hit.
So used or gray is great. Oh, I shared what I'm wearing. What are you wearing, Chris?
I am wearing my Tudor. This is the
P01. I thought I spotted that.
Yeah, it's
dude, like nobody has that. Yeah, that's crazy. You have that.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I like very ugly watches.
Yeah.
No, it's cool that you like because I love that. Like wearing stuff that other people don't have.
Avenger 43.
Avenger. I might order the next watch I order on that Breitling Select program. Might be the Avenger. I'm not sure yet, but I might do like the chronograph. It's fine. It's cool. I haven't been wearing it. It's a problem. I haven't been wearing it though for a little while.
Yeah.
So.
Now what is it? Do you get to keep? I know you pay like a $400 like sign up fee or something, and then like $100 something a month. Do you get to keep it at the end if you want, or how does that work?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I think it's like $450. $450 signing, and then like 130. I think it's like with tax. I think it's like $130 a month, or 126 or something like that. And then you get 3 watches over a year. And I should check to see how long I've had this one. I haven't done the video on this. What do I have? I have the Breitling 42 Premier chronograph in right now, which is a great watch. I just haven't been wearing it. It's too hot. They only come on straps, and it's leather, so I haven't really been wearing it. So I have like these squad points or something, but they haven't told me what they're good for. So I have like all these squad points, but it's like Shroot dollars. Like, what the hell? What am I going to do with that? It has no value.
Maybe they don't know.
Yeah. I think they're still trying to figure it out. So at some point, I should be able to buy one of the watches that have been in the Breitling Select program at a discount. I think I could even potentially buy like one I have. I can just be like, hey, I want this one. But I don't know which one I would buy. I would like to have another Breitling because I sold the white dial Super Ocean that Matt, I had you make videos for me so I could buy it. So, but that was on my quest to pick up the sub. So I think it was a worthy journey. But I missed that one. Honestly, I think I missed that one more than I missed the Seamaster.
Really?
Enough. Yeah,
that's a great watch.
You sold your Seamaster to
Bruce.
I sold it. Yeah. I sold it to Bruce. So I got a good deal on that, and I gave him an even better deal, and so that's why I hold, first rights to not if, but when he sells it. But I don't think I'm going to buy it back.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of buybacks or redos or whatever. I've done that so many times in the past, and so I think I'm just going to keep moving forward.
So why'd you let that go?
So it actually wasn't part of me buying the sub. The sub was fully funded off.
Yeah, you already had the sub. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's actually I'm sitting on that. The money that I sold that for, that's part of the Air King money. So I think once I got back home after getting the sub and wearing the sub, and then I tried to put the Seamaster on. I'm like, Seamaster's great, but it's a monster compared to the sub. Like size-wise, 42 by 50 works on me fine, but the magic size of this sub works even better all around. And I put the Seamaster on. And I love the watch, but when am I ever going to pick that over the sub? So why have both of them? So I just let it go.
Yeah.
Free up that capital. Now I got some PayPal rich going on, which is going on, but I don't know what to spend it on. Like I bought that Helson, which I'll probably flip that. I don't know. I don't see it. I'm borderline thinking I might try an experiment that everyone says they can't do or they romanticize about and do a one watch. I might actually do it.
Ooh. Look at Chris's face, like what?
I don't have a ton of watches right now. I even got rid of like a bunch of G-Shocks and everything.
Wow.
I probably have like two. I think I have like maybe 4 or 5 watches, really. Well, I mean, besides like some G-Shocks that are just sitting around.
Yeah,
I've been unloading a bunch of my watches too. I'm trying to like just get rid of some of them, and then I want to buy a couple of. So I sold a bunch of watches. I bought this. I sold a few more. I'm going to buy something else. I don't know what I'm going to buy yet, though. I'm always in the market, obviously, so I'm looking. I don't know yet.
That's part of the lifestyle. I mean, really, we're living a lifestyle here. So I know a lot of people keep. I don't know, Matt, I don't know if you flip or whatever, but.
Yeah, I found it kind of hard. Harder than I expected. To sell. I mean, I've sold, I think through your Discord, I sold 3 or 4 watches. So that works there. And I sold some on live streams and stuff like that. But especially moving some of the lower end pieces, it's a little bit harder. But when I went to that AD, I took some of my watches up there. I took the Breitlin's, I took the Zenith, I took the Tudor Black Bay just to see what they would, give me for it, maybe in trade on something there. And they didn't even make me an offer on the Breitlin's or the Zenith, and they said they'd give me about $2,000 on the Black Bay. And
which Black Bay do you have?
The red bezel 41.
Smile dial?
No, just the regular or the newest one. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I want one of those, but the first thing I would do is I would buy that, and then I would buy on eBay. There's a green bezel from the Harrods.
Yes.
One.
Yeah.
So I would turn it into a Kermit, but in a smile dial. I was trying to do it with the Black Bay 58. I was going to try to buy the gilt dial, and then I was trying to find the bezel from the 18 karat gold one, the green bezel, and then make a Kermit Black Bay 58, which I suspect Tudor is going to release that probably 2022. I bet they do a Kermit Black Bay 58.
Yeah,
that would be awesome, actually.
Yeah, that would be. They told me, this is what the AD told me. They said they already have enough. I mean, and their case was packed full of Breitlin's. So they didn't want to make me an offer on the Breitlin's. The Zenith, they couldn't find anywhere to service it. So they didn't want, because they offer a 2. Yeah. I was like, what? And they had signs there. They offer a 2-year service on all their used watches or pre-owned watches that they sell. And they didn't have anybody that could work on that, because I don't think there's that many, if any, Zenith ADs in the States. There might be a couple. So they said they didn't want to make me an offer on that. And then they only made me an offer of $2,000 on the Black Bay. And I said, nah.
They're going to lowball you on that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They have to. They have to have margins on it too,
Yeah, sure.
That's not where to sell it. I mean, if you're looking to just move it and move on, I don't know how you do on your buying, but Yeah, for selling, man, I suck it up, man. When I'm ready to sell, I sell that shit low.
Yeah, me too. I do. I take a hit on it
because I'm done with it. I'm just you move on, man.
Yeah.
I have like 10 core watches in my collection, and then everything else is I'm willing to pass along, depending on the situation, depending if I can make money on it or not. Some things I sell it at a loss if I want to go and I'm hunting something else, and I'll just want to just get it out, and I'll sell them for whatever. I sell a lot of stuff on eBay though, which sucks.
Yeah, see, I don't want to even get into that. I don't.
Depends on what you're selling, man. You could jump onto my Discord or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty saturated, like that's one downside of my Discord is you got the same people, and I cap it like at 100, 100 for each group or whatever. So there's only so much, buying and selling happening within that group, and I don't do the Sunday Fun Day things on my main channel anymore, which I mean, I guess I could do or figure out a different way to do it. It's a much bigger audience, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. But speaking of which, I just thought of something when we talked about that. Tudor, you saw that they brought out the, what do they call it? The hammered, that special edition stonewashed.
Yeah,
stonewash finish on that.
That thing's got no traction. Nobody said anything about that.
Yeah, I don't. It's some type of limited edition for some. I don't know what's going on with that, but
no, that was for Only Watch, wasn't it?
Was that what it was? I think it was just. Is that a single?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with that. I thought it was an April Fool's joke or something. So.
Yeah, you're back.
All your kids are playing around on their devices.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that was for Only Watch, wasn't it?
But the thing I thought about was Tudor, because like you have I know Rob had the North Flag for a while and he moved on. He's had a couple of Tudors. They're coming off, and I've heard people say this before, but to me, yeah, it's great. But it seems like they're the one-trick pony with the Black Bay. That's it. Black Bay. Let's change the bezel. Black Bay. Let's change this color, or let's make it in bronze, or let's make it in gold, or sterling silver. I want them to do something else. That's
What are they going to do though?
Yeah, true.
Have you seen the ceramic Black Bay? The ceramic case one is really cool.
The new ceramic that they just came out with this week or last week, something like that, 2 weeks ago.
I think it's been a few weeks now because I tried it when I was down in Southeast Michigan. I tried it on wrist and I was impressed. I was so impressed that I tried to buy that actual one, and the sales guy Tom at Tappers in Southeast Michigan there, he was like, "Man, this one's spoken for." I think it's like $4,500 or something like that.
Yeah,
wow.
No bracelet, obviously. It's on a strap, but I was like, I was weak at that moment. I would have bought it.
But they already didn't they come out with a dark edition of the Black Bay a while ago?
Yeah,
and those were on a bracelet too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was all blacked out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the ceramic. I'm not sure if I would. I like the bronze also, the bronze bracelet. I don't know if I could wear that because it would probably turn green on my wrist, but
yeah.
I mean, the one thing I like about Tudor, and I say this in my videos when I talk about Tudor, is that they do things that Rolex can't do. So Rolex sort of have their wheelhouse, and it would be stupid for them to do anything outside of it because people love it. That's what they do, and they do it well. They're the first to really do it, sort of, and they keep everything within the lines. Whereas Tudor just sort of go, whatever, we're gonna come out with a full bronze bracelet. Now we're gonna make a silver watch. We're gonna make a ceramic watch. We're gonna make, it's all within that Tudor Black Bay lineup, which sucks because outside of that lineup of there's the Tudor Advisor. Does anybody even know about it? They make an alarm watch.
Nope.
People don't. That's their most. That's the most.
And that's crazy cool.
They're really cool, but no one knows about it. You know what I mean?
Even the 1926 or whatever is actually like a super, super great deal on an awesome watch.
Yeah, they have some really great.
The Ranger came and went. It died. that the Ranger's
the
stuck
Ranger.
around.
Yeah. I mean, this was like people hated it, and they just try to do something different.
It's almost like they're just throwing darts or whatever. It's pretty cool. Like the North Flag, that P01, all those ones are going to be like, you fast forward 20 years from now. I mean, I don't know where I'll be at in the watch game or whatever. You fast forward 20 years from now and those are all gone and stuff like that. Those are the champs. Those are the ones that are going to like rise up. Those are the ones that everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, I remember that P01 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I always saw this as like sort of like a just like an ugly duckling, like the Omega Pro-Plof.
Yeah.
I mean, like the big weird looking watch that has like some extra extremities on it for whatever reason, and it's just they over engineered it for another who knows reason why. Like just the whole thing that doesn't make any sense. It's so much easier just to have a locking bezel. It's just a ratcheting bezel wouldn't even move anyway, but they went the extra mile.
They're modernizing old technology that is no longer like it's not relevant anymore. Like it's been solved, but they're like bringing it back. The PO1 does that. The Pro-Plof does that. I'm trying to think. There's a couple others. Like it doesn't make any sense, but it's just cool. It's just the cool factor, and you can't put a price on the cool factor. Like true. You like the PO1, so it doesn't matter if anybody else doesn't like it. Like you're just like but it's cool.
Yeah.
Like so,
it makes me smile.
That's it.
Yeah, it does. And listen, I actually got this for a fantastic price. So I paid like I don't know $2,000 for something like and it came with a bracelet, which I ended up modding and I put it on here. So now I could put it on the bracelet. It came with a Tudor bracelet too at $2,000. That's a great. Yeah,
that's a deal. That would have raised my eyebrow. I would have been like, you might check that out for $2,000.
Yeah, so that's why I got it, and that was it. So it's why not?
The only other Tudor that you can pick up for $2,000 is like a used Black Bay 41 or 36 or something. There's not a whole lot of Tudors you can pick up for $2,000.
No, not anymore. No. A lot of them are.
Hector's asking. I'm wearing. I just got this Rolex hat in. One of my Discord members, John, sent this in, and these Rolex swag items, man. You look on eBay, they sell for a crap load of money.
Oh yeah.
I love it, man. I'm gonna wear this hat and get it all nasty and sweaty, and I'm gonna use my little knife that I got and get it all scratched up and bang it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna bang my sub up, man. It's gonna get beat up.
Is that the 41?
Yeah, it's the 41. It's the I'm slowly learning this. It's the 124060. The no date sub.
So it doesn't. So you were saying it wears smaller than your Seamaster that you sold to.
It does.
Bruce.
Yes, easily.
It does.
Man,
just the way that
I can't. I don't know what I can
right? It has to be
compare
thinner.
to. It is thinner, and I don't know what I could compare it to. Like the Black Bay 58 would be probably too small. This is like the sweet spot right above that, but not quite the 42 by 50 size that I was hanging out at. I don't know.
And the Tudor Black Bay 41 is too slab sided, right? It doesn't wear. That's a thick watch.
It's thick, yeah. That's.
Well, the one definitely, but the old Smile Die one still looks thicker than it really is, but it's that's a killer watch. I would still like if somebody had a really clean. I was bummed out about that purchase that I did from Crown and Caliber. I don't know if you watched that video, but because they described that watch as excellent. I opened it up and I'm like, this thing is beat to hell.
Yep, I remember
so
that.
I had to send it right
back. Yeah,
because I overpaid for it. I mean, I overpaid for it as in an excellent condition one, let alone a beat up one. No way. It wasn't on.
You have to be careful with Crown and Caliber. If you really examine some of the photos and they put the description as excellent, I've seen some photos where I was like, how could they say this is excellent? This looks, the way that they grade these things, it's insane. Some of the photos, they look completely chopped up. And
so, and I was going off my previous experience with Crown and Caliber that I picked up the Breitling Colt from, and that thing came in and it was like brand new. And I'm like, all right, these guys are good. So I did it again, and I came in and I was like, wow, which they were great to get my refund and everything. So they were still good to deal with, but it soured the moment, and then I stopped looking for it. But yeah, I would pick up maybe from a private owner if it was authenticated and everything. I would still probably pick up to this day a good deal on the blue bezel smile dial ETA Black Bay 41 in near. I mean, it can be in good condition. It just can't be beat up, because I'm gonna beat it up anyway. My version of it, like my watches are clean anyway. But.
Yeah, I think Rob, yours sub is the newest generation, the 1-2, not the
Correct.
maxi case. Mine's a maxi case, but I have heard that they basically are the exact same size. That they just kind of thinned the lugs on yours. Mine have fatter lugs, so that they wear almost identical to. And when you see videos,
wear identical,
yeah,
but the new one will present a little more slender, even though
right.
it feels the same on wrist.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of an illusion, because the size of it is like near identical. Like you're talking small increments, and but the way it looks on wrist is going to be pretty different. Well, I mean, most people aren't going to notice the difference.
I have no clue.
You and I, we're going to notice the difference.
A lot of people saying they're never going to buy from Crown and Caliber.
I know. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Hey,
they turn and burn so many watches. I know so many people that have sold watches to them. They're just buying everything. They're just like a huge machine at this point. So they were great to deal with, from buying to returning, or like the Colt that I kept. Like, don't be afraid to buy from Crown and Caliber. Just be, I think buying from any of those places, you're probably better off focusing on the watches that are under retail sort of thing. Like if you're trying to buy watches that are above the retail, then that's a sketchy area. Like I don't like to play in that area. Like I wouldn't buy. I love this sub, but I don't even know what these are going for. I think I looked it up once. These are going for like 14,000 or something. There's no way I would pay 14,000 for it. No way. Not even as much as I love it on wrist right now. I paid 8,100 plus tax retail. So
I only wish.
it's that's a lot of money.
Yeah, no.
For me, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for most people. So there's no way I could pay 14 for it. That's insane.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see.
Yeah. So I saw a comment in here.
Yeah.
Right here. And not to name names, but have you guys had any dealings with any of these internet channels that are also watch dealers? So
Roman, I have, that.
Roman, right. But have you tried to sell anything? Not specifically to Roman, but to any one of those?
No.
I have.
I have.
Yeah, you were talking about selling to Crown and Caliber, and how they turn a lot of watches over, and they gave you that one that was all beat up. So I will say Delray. I will give a shout out to them. I asked them, to try to sell a couple watches, what they would give me, and Federico actually got right back to me within a couple of hours. Some of the other ones, I was never even contacted, or because I was just putting feelers out there to see what I could get. Or they came back like a week later and said, "Oh, we missed this. Sorry, do you still have the watches?" I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll get you a price." And then it's been another week, nothing. And I'm like, okay. And they're not boo-boo watches, but they're not. I'm sitting here wondering if these guys that do the internet also are so up there in the high-end market of the RMs and the high-end Rolex and all that kind of stuff that they just ignore anybody else trying to sell, $5,000 watches or whatever.
Well, Theo and Harris does mostly like vintage stuff.
Yeah, they do vintage. Yeah.
And then Del Rey he'll play in Fed and the crew there. Like they'll play in pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And then Roman, I texted him, but I haven't heard back from him. He's crazy busy. Like I feel like I'm busy, but like he's got to be insane busy. So I don't expect a text back from him. So, but I've heard that he has they go way down. They got
they have Citizen stuff on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to deal with him. I want to talk to him a little bit, maybe work together a little bit on something. But And then Federico, I've chatted with him a little bit back and forth, but we haven't set up anything. I think maybe I'd like to go down to Miami, maybe meet up with him or something.
Yeah, he seems like a cool cat. They all seem like cool dudes. Yeah, he's got a Maserati, I think, still, doesn't he? But yeah.
Roman's a nice dude. I've spoken to Roman a few times, just through the channel and stuff like that, and he's lent me a few watches as well. So he's pretty cool with that.
Oh, he's let you borrow watches?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, shit, Roman, what the hell, Roman. Man? Hit me back.
Come on.
I've wondered that, like, because Chris, how many subs do you have, Chris?
13.5.
13.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're booming, you're getting up there, but like some of the stuff you get in, I'm like, how the hell does he pull that? Like, because I'm over here like, I mean, I network like crazy, but like maybe I'm not saying the right stuff or something. I don't know. I pretty much rely on like individuals mostly.
Yeah, I buy a lot of watches. I have a big collection. And then yeah, I work, to get I work with a lot of the micro brands, obviously. So a lot of micro brands send me stuff, but that's really it. Roman has sent me like 3 or 4 watches, and then he went off on this tangent with the gray market. And he's been really flying with that now. He doesn't really care about the affordable stuff. He has some affordable stuff on his channel, on his website. And the problem is that I've gone through it with him, and with the conversations that we've had, is that the stuff that he has is sort of there's affordable stuff, and then there's like the stuff that people don't really care about. And he has a lot of the stuff that people don't like, Lamborghini, like the affordable stuff that he has on his site. Some of it's just not that great, those watches. And then like the Oruses that he has, or the Rados that they have like diamonds in it, and they're not like, you know what I mean? So, we were working together for a little while, and then he went off on this tangent with the gray market, and his channel is boom. Now he's like,
oh yeah,
close to 70,000 subscribers, and it keeps on going up. I don't think that he really cares about the smaller watches. He's not going to go back to that now. He was doing that for a little while, and now that's it.
No, but those are good leaders into the upscale stuff, because we all pretty much keep moving up. Yes. We'll dip back down, but we keep moving up. And really, I want to video the stuff that nobody sees. So like, if somebody has a jeweled out Zodiac, I want to see that. That's stupid. That's crazy. I want to see that. I want to video that. I want to see the stuff that nobody's videoing. Like I hate doing, because I started off and I was doing the videos like, new releases and everything like that. Like first to drop the video and stuff like that. Those are great for views, but I don't want to do that no more. I want to do the stuff that's like not mainstream. I want to do
the oddball
deep
stuff.
Tracks. I want to do deep tracks. I don't want to do like the hits.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, that's because it's fun for you, because you've seen everything now.
Yeah.
And what kind of sucks is like I released I put out a video for Undone the other day, and it's this Staple, Jeff Staple does like streetwear. He's like an artist, sneakers and all this other stuff. And I released a video. I was like, I didn't look to see if anybody else did a video on it. And I look it up, like there's 15 people who have videos about
it. Oh, see, that sucks.
And I'm like, so this is like something that, and I'm trying to like, I don't know. I want to have new things on the channel, and I agree with you. It's just
so early on, yeah. I mean, you have to be like, I mean, if I just wanted to do views, I would just do G-Shock. My biggest videos are just G-Shock. I could just kill it with G-Shock.
Mine is too.
Yeah, I mean, like crazy, 100,000 views, like no big deal, like no problem. And G-Shocks are cheap; they're easy to do. So, and I love them, but I mean, how many squares can I show? Like it's like I like squares, and I like the other G-Shock and everything like that. And I'm still gonna do them. I'm still gonna buy them, but
speaking of G-Shock, just reminded me, Chris, you dropped the new metal Casio is coming out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But is that coming out on a bracelet though? Because the one you had, Chris, had the rubber strap. See, I was looking at it. I'm like, yes, I might get one. Oh,
I couldn't find anything about that now.
I don't know.
It's cool. It's a step in the right direction.
It is.
It's fun. Cool. You know, the G-Shock stuff is just too fun. It's easy to collect. It's cool stuff. But
you still have the Bling Master though, right?
Oh yeah, I'm keeping that.
Okay,
100%, 100% keeping that one. I still want to check out the rose gold one, but I mean, but again, like even the Bling Master, like, and I know there's not a ton of these, but I would love to see the actual full gold model.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a ton of those, but somebody's got one, and I'll fly in to video it. They don't even have to send it to me. Like I want to do the video on it. There's no video of the full gold one.
It's solid gold.
It's solid gold.
Holy, solid gold G-Shock. That's cool.
Yeah, and it's a square. Cool. So like I want to do that video. I want to do that.
Sure, producer.
I will drop everything and I will fly in.
Producer Michael.
Yeah, hopefully it's in the States. I don't want to do a passport. I don't want to go outside the country. But
yeah.
Oh, Eric had one.
Eric had one. Eric, like Eric the watch guy thing?
Like watch Eric?
Watch Eric? See, I need to reach out. Like those are things like I have like in my bucket list, but like I don't like actively. Eric already did a video on it. Yeah, but Random Rob needs to do a video.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll check him out. I'll hit him up. He probably doesn't have it anymore, but he'll know where it went, and maybe I can reach out to that person, and then I can meet up and check it out.
Is that true? $1 million at Chris?
Really? Well, they didn't make very many of them, so they were stupid expensive to begin with. But like, it's one of the, people say you can't invest in watches, dude.
Yes, you can.
You can invest in watches.
Yes, you can.
You have to do it correctly.
I'm waiting until that Milgauss gets discontinued, and then when it's double, it's gone. I like it. but no, I was telling somebody where this is no lie. I purchased that Milgauss last year, October, maybe. I don't remember exactly, but I paid, I think, $9,300, $9,400. I went on, I don't remember where it was. They're going for like 11.5 now for the Z Blue Dial ones. So they've already gained like $2,000. Same thing with the two-tone Bluesy. I paid $13,500, and with taxes, it was over 14. They're asking 14, 15. I've seen them for the 11613, the maxi case one I have. They're asking upwards of 15 for them now, and 16. So, I mean, where's it gonna end with this? They keep talking about this Rolex.
It's not going to.
It's not going to. I don't think it's going to. It's going to keep going up.
Yeah, no, it's going to keep going up. Like that's where I'm like, well, the safe thing is to keep saving and just buy the Air King or whatever. Like, 'cause as soon as that Air King gets discontinued, people have been talking about this for like since it was released.
Yes,
they've been talking about it. As soon as this gets discontinued, this is the ugly duckling, like Chris said.
Yep.
And those are the ones, the dogs. Those are the ones that history has shown over and over. Those are the ones that have performed like champs.
Absolutely. So, remember that rainbow Daytona? What's his name says? Everybody looks at it, says yuck, and now it's the hottest thing. You can't get him anywhere.
I still say yuck though.
But I don't until you see one in person. Like I handled a GMT Master 2 rainbow jeweled out or whatever. Like it had diamonds in it and it had all the jewels and everything. You don't see too much on that one. The retail price on that was $103,000, and I tried it on. It was ever rose gold, I believe, and dude, it had me thinking like, well, I could cash out a little bit of my 401k. And this was before like all the Rolex stuff was even going on. This was like 3 years ago. I was out in Salt Lake City and I seen it, and I was like, this is impressive. I mean, $100,000. Like I should never be spending $100,000. I don't make that kind of money. It's borderline me buying this. The $8,000 watch.
Yeah, if I had one, I think I just looked the other day. I think it was Bob's Watches where I bought my Bluesy from. Hit me up and they're like, "Hey, look at this!" And it was the platinum ice blue dial Daytona. And I think it was like $179,000 or something crazy like that. And if I was to get a Daytona and money was
that's a nice Daytona.
that'd be the one.
The rainbow Daytona. Where do you go? Where do you wear that to? What do you do?
Wherever you want. Everywhere. I would wear that everywhere.
That's right. Yep.
Guaranteed I would buy that. If I ever like hit the lotto or something, which I don't play. Yeah. So I would guarantee I would buy a rainbow Daytona. I'd buy my friends rainbow Daytonas.
Yep. Oh, geez. Okay, so we are coming up on an hour. And I know you like to keep it to an hour and stuff like that. So, Rob,
I don't care.
Yeah, well, hell, then we'll keep going.
Well, let's talk about TPG.
Let's talk about TPG then. So Hector is in here, Winding Crowns. Yeah. He's in here, and he mentioned that he ran into him on the street, what you were saying earlier, Rob, and he's going to have a video drop tomorrow. Is that what's going on, Hector? Or?
Yeah, so everybody needs to go check out Hector's channel, Winding Crown.
Yep.
Winding Crowns? Something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you can put a link after this loads or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, he's in the Dallas area, and he went down there. He's done a couple of videos, like everyone, it's easy views, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is he's there.
He's right. Yeah.
So he's like man on the street. Mm-hmm. And he went down there. He posted up in our Discord, in the Random Rob Discord. You got whoever's watching this, you can't get in. If you're not in, you can't get in. Sorry. But so he went down there and he ran into Anthony, he said, and he's got a verbal appointment tomorrow at 10 a.m. Tomorrow is Friday, right?
Friday, yep.
He's supposed to go meet up with Anthony and talk to him for like 30 minutes. He verbally gave him a 30-minute appointment to talk to him about watches and
That's
whatever.
Good.
And Anthony told Hector that he is officially going to drop a video tonight or tomorrow with a legitimate apology. He must have. He's not dumb. He read the comments.
Yeah.
or at least watched Roman's video. I mean, Roman's video was like. I mean, that had to have hit. That had to have hit Anthony.
Yeah.
And then like, well, shit, I messed up.
Mm-hmm.
I messed up. So
whatever they were thinking, they weren't thinking it through properly, and whatever they thought would be, I don't know. Maybe they thought they were being clever. I don't know what they thought, but they weren't, and it just didn't turn. It just. I watched part of that video. First off, they make hour-long videos, which is just like, it's a lot. An hour-long video is a lot, especially when you're just talking about watches. But I get it. And then they do this whole hour-long thing, and then they're talking about the charity. They're talking about all this. And I was just like, this is about watches. I don't need this drama. Like, that's not what I'm here for. So that's why I didn't even watch the whole video. And if they apologize, I'm not even interested. I don't know if this got them viewers. I don't know if it got them followers. I don't know, but
it definitely
it had to have.
It definitely stirred up the whole industry, the whole gray market industry, or pre-owned. I mean, I think Roman hit it right in his. If you saw his 6-minute video, which I think he dropped today. So the funny thing was, if you guys, I'm sure you knew, TPG, they put that video up, and I don't even know if it lasted a day, and they brought it back down.
Oh, they took it down?
They took it down. It's gone. I think because they were getting smashed in the comments, and people were putting out videos on it, and Roman put the one out today. I think Roman, for me, I think I agree with him. I think he summed it up. I think they had the right intentions, good intentions, bad judgment, as I think I think Chris is right too. I think they thought maybe it would be something different than it was, and it came across as like what Craig. They just came across as D-baggish. So it just
Yeah. Well, I think the reality of it is, like, I've been around a long time. That was all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
All that was is to cover what really happened. And what I think what really happened is there's some behind the scene things that happened that I mean, if you dig a little bit, I think you can see it, and it's pretty obvious. That was all just to kind of like make it seem like they were actually doing that when that's not really what happened. So
yeah, you think it's like a switcheroo,
like a cover.
Yeah, they were just trying to save face sort of thing to make it look like, hey, like, no, we're doing this charitable thing over here, and you guys are bad for thinking anything otherwise. And it's like, listen, they're probably any business that grows so quickly has some serious issues, and they have serious issues because they've grown really quickly. So, with location issues, with trying to move, with legality issues, there's court procedures that are going to happen, and then the financing, and then, that last video, even where I feel like I have a pretty good read on people. I don't think that was staged at all. When Anthony, you could see him like almost like have I don't know, like some sort of moment where he was just like, man, this is not worth it. The amount of emotion and mental and everything that goes into what they're trying to do to a business like that at that level, for him to like almost snap like that. I mean, that'll land people in a psych ward and shit. Like that's a lot of stress. So
I just like, what Matt, you said, if I was consigning watches to them, or if I invested in them in any way and they disappeared, I get it. Ask for help. Don't disappear for a week. I don't care if you think it's going to be a good video. I don't care what you think it's going to be. Just don't disappear for a week. That's it. It's simple. I mean, I don't know. Like if I have a day job, like all three of us have day jobs, and if I disappeared, stopped coming to work for 3 days, and or didn't,
no call, no show.
Yeah, like like if I just disappeared for 3 days and came back, and and said hello to my wife would punch me in the face. I would be fired from my job. Like my kids would be like horrified. It would be ridiculous. You can't do that. And I'm not saying that I'm their child or anything like that. And I wasn't even a huge fan of their channel to begin with, but I've, whatever.
Well, in an industry that's based, I was watching one of Roman's videos, I think it was, when they went into New York on 47th Street or something, and was talking to a bunch of dealers there. And they mentioned a couple times that industry, for the most part, is based completely on trust, on word of mouth, on your handshake is your butt. All right, I'll ship 100,000. I've seen it in the videos. Yeah, we'll send them 100,000 videos. You just send me the wire in a week or so. Who does that? Who lets you walk out of their business with multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars unless they completely trust you? No, you didn't sign a receipt. You didn't do, none of that. And I'll get you your money in a week. And they pay.
And those are all OGs. Like Anthony's not an OG. Marco has been there a little bit longer, but those OGs are gonna like blackball Anthony, guaranteed.
Yeah, they could be in a world of hurt for that.
He'll be fine. He's got consignment. He'll be fine. He's got a big enough following and stuff like that. This time will pass, and I kind of went in this with in the comment section of a live stream that was happening last night or something. Or I don't know when it was, but the Timeless Watch channel. What's his name?
Ocean. Yeah. Ocean. I like that guy's channel.
Yeah. He's brilliant, but I mean, he kind of went to the extreme. He's like, oh yeah, lives at Osama bin Laden. Did anybody forget about him? Like he went too far extreme, and I'm like, this is not that. This is not the same. Like time is going to go by, and like we're gonna we'll move on, Sure. Anthony will post an apology and be like, that was dumb. That was wrong. So, and ultimately, like most of us that are even talking about it, we're not even customers. We don't even live in that world. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I post up videos of like micro brands and stuff. Like, that's not, they're dealing with Richard Meals and whatever. Like, I've never even seen one of those.
Yeah. Well, I saw a lot of comments on that too. I was talking to Chris before we got on, and that a lot of the true, quote unquote, true watch enthusiasts, the nerds that are into all the movements and the reference numbers and the history of the watches and all the people that really love the hobby kind of have disdain for these guys because Anthony and the rest of them don't seem like they're knowledgeable at all about watches, movements, history of it, this reference number, that they don't get down in the minutia, in the weeds. They just want to flip whatever can make them money, these high-end, RMs and the rest of them. So a lot of them are giving them hell about not even being real watch guys. They just found an industry where they can make a ton of money. And then in TPG's case, they walk around in tight shirts and flex their muscles and flex their money and their cars and stuff. So people get, but I gotta say, they're getting the views and they're getting it's what sells. Like Chris said, as soon as Roman went over to the gray market, the real world style reality show style, his channel takes off, so
I don't know, Matt. They're doing that stuff for a living. I guarantee you, they've probably forgotten more than I even know about watches as far as when it comes to like the movements and stuff. Like they probably know reference numbers, like when they were produced, how long, how many, all that stuff. They, but they know it on that upper scale. Like, if we want to talk about like some Seikos or G-Shocks or something, that's going to be foreign to them. But just like, if I want to try to play in their world, it's going to be foreign to me.
Right.
They're professionals within their market. I think they're very knowledgeable, but only because they have to be, because there's so many reps and like they have to protect their clientele and everything, like, because it is operated on trust. So they're all, you see them there like in these plastic bags and stuff. Like my wife was watching a show with me and she's like, what the hell? That's like in a Ziploc bag. Like, I'm like, well, no, it's a little bit nicer than that, but they can't have all these boxes and stuff. And even when these manufacturers, when they ship them to the ADs and everything, they come in these coffins. They don't come in the boxes. They're a huge shipment of boxes and then a huge shipment of watches in the coffins. And then the AD has to place them, when they sell them and everything like that. So that's all behind the scenes. A lot of people, the end user thinks that this all happens like in this magical big box and everything. And now that's not how it works. These things are shipped in mass quantities. Yeah.
Justin made a good point. And when I was saying that, I was saying people were giving Anthony a lot. I think Roman comes off as a very knowledgeable guy. A lot of folks were just, with this whole thing going on, were giving Anthony a lot of crap, thinking he doesn't know what's going on with the watch world. But Roman,
Roman definitely knows more about like the higher end stuff. But I don't think that TPG needs to know about their channel's not about the watches themselves. It's about their lifestyle. Like you were saying, like it's their lifestyle that they're watching. That's why the videos are an hour long. So you're watching them. They're sitting around discussing crap that like it's the minutia of their day to day that they're discussing, which is, has nothing to do with watches.
Spent $17,000 at Salt Bay in New York.
I didn't watch that video yet.
Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you what though, Archie Luxury sure as heck doesn't like that dude. He goes off screaming at her. I mean, there's like a half a dozen.
Which makes me love that guy. Yeah. Like I like Anthony because of that. Like I'll go roll with Anthony.
Oh,
Archie Luxury. He's been doing this for a long time. He's been on.
I think he's
been on YouTube for a very long time because he was definitely one of the first.
He's OG
channels that I saw on here, and all I saw was that he kept on saying the word, the F. I don't want to say it on your channel.
Yeah, right.
The F word constantly over and over again.
Yep.
And I was just sitting there and I would show it to my wife and be like, look at this guy. He keeps on saying the F word. That was it. Like that's the only
he calls his viewers that. Like it's like, wow, man.
Yeah.
Like people love it. Like I can't watch him, but I've actually been on one of his live streams.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's apparently why I put a ceiling in here. He gave me crap about not having a ceiling. So I listened to him. He's got some good advice. I put a ceiling in.
Oh, he's funny. See, sometimes I swear, I can't. I'm like, is he the greatest method actor?
He is, because I was on a
thing, or is he actually that crazy?
I'm part of like this NYC watch gang, which I'm not really part of anymore anyway. But they had, during the pandemic, they had a whole bunch of Zoom calls with people. One of them was Archie Luxury, and he was just a nice guy. He was just a nice guy. From his videos, he was just a nice guy. He didn't call anybody any names, right? He was just a nice guy. He was just talking about watches, and that was it.
I'll tell you what, though, I got to give it to him. He's called a couple of things. Like, remember, I don't know if you guys remember this one. Remember the Horology House thing? That Australian channel, and the guy sold a fake Daytona, and that completely destroyed him. He's gone. But Archie would give that guy hell a lot before. Apparently, he was part of this Australian watch Facebook thing or something. They kicked Archie out, and there was some drama going on with them too. And he's got a problem with TGV, and apparently he's got a problem with a lot of people.
TGV is the rat. You got to go back to the OG days when it was like, I don't know how long you've been watching this stuff, but like a lot of people haven't been watching this stuff very long, but like you go back a long time, and there was like a core group that they were trying to create a movement, which they kind of did, but they like broke up too quick. And TGV was part of that, and he was deemed the rat because he broke off solo, which, you know, I have a lot of information on TGV for sure, but and a lot of people do, but.
Was Federico, because Federico and TGV were with that too, weren't they, for a while?
Yeah.
There's
always a common denominator in any sort of relationship, right? And I mean, I think you can see the path of destruction. You can see who the common denominator is in that destruction. And he has 3 initials that he goes by. TGV.
TGV.
Oh,
and everybody that lays in the wake of that path won't talk about it. They won't talk about it. They won't go into the nitty gritty details on it because he'll threaten to sue and he'll do all this other stuff. And they're just false threats. Like, I don't.
Yeah, there was a smaller channel that recently came out. I forget the name, but he had several videos laid out where TGV was stealing his content and making videos exactly what he made. And this guy didn't have that many subscribers, so I guess he figured he can get away with it. But I don't know.
The reality is I don't think this whole hobby, the YouTube side of it wouldn't be where it is at if it wasn't for TGV. So
I gotta admit,
I can't hate on him too much because
I gotta admit,
I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't like the sequence of events didn't occur.
Yeah, we were talking about it was TGV, Just One More Watch, you, the Time Teller. When I really dove deep into this and said, all right, I want to go head first, and started YouTube and just watches, I think TGV came up almost immediately. And Just One More Watch, you, the Time Teller, all those channels. So yeah,
there's so many great channels that have fallen off that I wish they wouldn't have. You know, Simon, he did awesome videos. He was just fun. He was fun to watch. I don't know what he's doing now, but shoot, what is his name? I'm bad with remembering this stuff, especially when I got some scotch in me. But Enrico's passed away. I love Andy Hunter, man. He was awesome. So he was part of that core group. He's gone. Go back to Crystal. What was her channel name? It's still active, but like she doesn't post in a long time. She took a top secret job and she can't be on social media and stuff like that. She was doing some great things. She was early on. Then Bruce obviously helped me out a lot. You know, he was the one that inspired me to actually start my channel. And I kept on sending them watches, and he's like, dude, just start your own channel. Mm-hmm. I was one of those guys, just loaning in watches. He's like, holy crap, you need to just do your own channel.
Yeah, Mark Goldberg, you guys do videos with him.
I love Mark.
Yeah.
I can't believe I haven't met him. I need to meet. He's not even that far away from me. He's like a 6-hour drive.
Really?
I need to go meet up with him. Maybe I'll do that soon.
Yeah.
I need to hit him up.
Yeah, he's been around.
Mark has been around. All these guys, they're OGs.
Yeah.
You're heading where? Where are you going to head, Rob?
I'm heading to at the end of the month. I'm heading out to California. I don't want to give too much because I don't want people to come and shank me or something.
Right.
It's a private meet with the. Well, I mean, you can come at me, I guess, but it's gonna be at the end of the month, and it's gonna be over in California. It's gonna be with my my core group, my Discord members. So
nice.
We're meeting up there.
That's cool. Hey, Dave's here. What's up, Dave? Dave from Just the Watch over in Japan. I like his channel.
Dave is awesome too.
Yeah.
His channel's like doing awesome.
It is. He stepped up when Jody he did a really good video about YouTube doesn't care about us, and he's right. It does not care. They will shank you, like you said, in an instant.
Yeah. We all would have stepped up. I reached out to Jody too. Like we all would have stepped up.
100%.
He wasn't his channel. Even if he would have had to recreate his channel, it would have happened so quickly. That,
because
it's hard. It's hard to get. Like he said, he's close to like 200,000 or something.
Almost.
Yeah.
He might even be at that now. Like it's hard to get there. So to like recreate that's hard. But he's so well established and he's so positive in the community. That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
100%.
Everybody. He's a good guy.
These are all like guys. These comments you're putting up. These are guys like in the Discord and stuff. Like that. These are the best guys.
Yeah. YouTube bots will shank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cars. We were talking about, if you got a couple more minutes to talk about cars. Chris is really into cars. I'm really into cars. He used to be into cars. I know it's Dane, Celine driver. Is he still into cars?
Yeah, he took me for a drive in his Celine Mustang. That is not a regular Celine Mustang.
No, okay.
That thing is worked over. I mean, fully tuned suspension, fully tuned brakes. I mean, these are. I used to do SCCA solo, and I used to instruct at HPDE's high performance driving events. And so many times people put all their money and effort and time into power, right? And I'm like, listen, you need to invest in the whoa before you invest in the go. So like upgrade your brakes, upgrade your tires, upgrade your suspension, get that stuff dialed in first, then add more power. Because I'm a strong believer in it's always more fun to drive a slow car fast than it is a fast car slow. So and I carried that through every build that I ever did. And Dane has done that with that Celine. It is so dialed in at every level. It is the best N95 Mustang I've ever ridden in.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, because if you're racing on a road race, I used to do it with motorcycles. And if you're doing that, you can make up all your time in those turns.
Yes.
And if you go wide or something, you're gonna, so you're absolutely right. You got to be able to slow down before you speed up. Heck, I used to have this one kid, this like 11-year-old kid on 125, used to beat us all. That kid, he just hit that turn and have that knee on the ground and boom, right around that corner. We're like, what the heck? So yeah.
Well, plus there's the driver mod. Like, I mean, if you can perfect your driving, I remember going to an HPDE with a fully prepped Honda Civic EF that was like track built for the Gingerman Raceway in West Michigan, South Michigan. And I remember getting passed early on in my game by a Saturn on snow tires because the driver was just that much better than me. I'm like, what the hell? How does that happen? And so I stepped my game up. I improved my driving and everything like that. And then, there's good driver, but then there's vehicle aids, that like fast forward a few years. I mean, I had a killer setup on that EF. And I remember like DOT slicks on the early generation Evo with all its driving aids, just passing me and the guy's like waving at me. I'm like, what the hell? Like, so it made me want to get like an Evo or something like that because they're just so much faster. But then on the flip side, I mean, I've seen guys in K-swapped CRXs, like you said, dude in the corners outpace a fully Mopar backed race prepped Viper in the K-swap CRX was like just making them look like dumb, out there on the track. Then you add rain. If you add rain, then you got a whole different level of cars that are playing out there.
Oh yeah.
And driver
legs in here. Yeah. Driver is
I never mess with drag racing. I can't do it. I tried it for. But people think you just line up, hit the lights, and go. Nope, there's way more to it.
Oh yeah.
So Matt, you have a Corvette.
I do, sir. I do. I'm a Corvette guy. So that's it.
I'm old enough now that I'm like, I feel like I could do a Corvette.
You can. You can.
But I know exactly which one I want.
You have to get New Balance shoes and jean shorts. And
I'm all about New Balance, man. I'm 100% New Balance. I'm getting rid of my Jordans and everything. I'm full on New Balance.
But the calf high socks and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the vet I would get would be the I'm gonna screw this up, but I think I like flip up headlights, so I'm gonna go C5, right? That's flip up.
Yep.
I'd go C5, Z06 if I can. If I can't get the Z06, I'm fine with getting a regular C5 and just throwing a cam in it, do a little tune. You're almost at Z05 level.
Get the C5 Z06. I had one of those. I had an 04 C5 Z06. It was yellow, and they're the fixed roof, the FRC. They don't have glass. It's the fixed roof coupe.
I like that look, but
they are.
It's not going to happen anytime soon. But
those, when I bought mine, they were going for pretty cheap, 18,000, I think.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, but they come with some of their own unique issues that you have to work out, electrical issues and stuff like that. So, and you probably know. I'm
a Volkswagen guy. I have no problem with electrical issues. I've owned a lot of Volkswagen.
Mm-hmm.
So what Corvette do you have now?
I have the C7, the 2019 C7 Stingray. That was the last generation. So I bought it. I was going to wait for the C8, the new mid-engine, which is an amazing car. But they no more. The one I bought, the 7th generation, is the last generation of the front engine cars, and they said it's the last generation for manuals. No more manuals. So they have the dual clutch, which is way better, far and away better transmission and faster shifting, but it's just not as fun. I'm a manual guy. I learned on them. I grew up with them, so it's more engaging when you drive it. So that's why I bought that one.
And you're going to hold on to that for a little while?
I think I am, yeah. Speaking of cars in general, have you seen the prices of cars and pickup trucks? They're just insane. They've gone up. Yeah. They're so high
because there's a shortage of everything. They're talking about there's a shortage of everything.
Yeah. Everything.
I mean, I overpaid for that Toyota Venza that I talked about, right? That should have been like a $9,000 car. I paid $12,500 for it.
Wow.
But I don't know, whatever. It is what it is, right? I sold a 93 Jeep Wagoneer for I sold it more than it was worth. So I carried that money over and just it doesn't matter. It's just a wash, So Chris, what are you driving? What are you into?
So I've been in cars for a while, but I have a 911. I have it's just a 1999 911 C2. So with a GT3 kit on it. So it looks like a GT3, but it's not. But I also have I have the suspension done on it. So it's lowered. And I have straight pipes on it, so no mufflers whatsoever, and it's pretty loud. So it's cup exhaust, so it's fun. And then I have I put Carrera rims on it, the classic Carrera rims from a 997. It's a 996, so I have a 997 rims on it with cup tires as well. And that I sometimes would take to Porsche Car Club of America for some light racing like autocross and stuff like that. And then I have a F-Type Jaguar as well.
Wow. That's a badass car.
Yeah. I also had another car. I sold that. It reminded me today. Actually, I had a 280Z. 1976 280Z, which I sold, which I very much regret. I sold that car a little while ago, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but I sold that. And actually, I think it was the ad for the Hodinkee Unimatic video that they put out. There's a 280ZX in it which is like racing around with the plane and everything like that. And mine looks so much better than that car. Man,
yeah, those are only going to go up in value. For sure.
I'm an idiot. I sold it.
It is what it is. Listen, much like I'm a watch whore, like I was a car whore. Like I guarantee you, I had over 150 cars. Like it's just I blasted through them. Now, keep in mind, a lot of them were totals. I would buy wrecked cars and I would part them out. So they weren't really cars; they were parts. But my list of cars were like, and I would buy because you got to buy like the Integra Type Rs or the STIs, or like you have to buy the NSX or the S2000s. You have to buy the ones that people want those parts to swap over to either their car or to upgrade another car. I pretty much messed around with the Acura and Honda lineup. That was like easy and profitable, but I bailed out of that as soon as it got stupid. But I do have one regret. I did have a Acura NSX that I should have fixed, and I parted out. I should have fixed it, and I should have kept it. One
of the original ones from back in the day.
Yeah, I forget what year it was, but
really,
I still would have sold the engine and transmission because I'm also associated with another tuner guy that's his wheelhouse. He actually just returned from Pikes Peak, but I would have probably K-swapped that or something, which I know is like controversial back in the day, but it's becoming normal because the Acura NSX engine is actually kind of dumb, and a lot of guys are swapping over like Honda Pilot engines over to them and building them or putting K-swaps in them and stuff because it's just more economical and better.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of cars I haven't owned that I still would like to own. Like somebody mentioned earlier about a
Corvette,
a Volkswagen MK4 R32. If I found a pretty virgin one of those, I'd swoop that up in a heartbeat. I love that. I love the R32. I haven't owned one yet, and I just said it. I have not owned one yet, meaning that I will probably own one at some point. Porsche. I have not owned a Porsche. If I were to go buy a Porsche, it'd probably be a Boxster or a Cayman or something, I guess.
I love Porsche.
Yeah, they're cool.
I've been a Porsche fan for a very long time. I bought that a long time ago, and I've had it for
before the prices got stupid, because they've gotten out of control with the 911s.
Yeah. Well, the 996 has always been the ugly duckling.
Yeah.
That's why
that's the one to get.
Right. That's right.
Because you fix a couple issues on it and you're good to go.
I bought it. I replaced the IMS bearing. I did all the work that I mentioned. And it's in pretty good condition. And now it's worth basically what I paid for it back then.
It should grow from there.
And it's starting to go up now. It's always been the most hated 911 because of its association with the Boxster. The front end is exactly the same, basically same headlights. And they introduced
the gig is up though. People are buying them now.
Yeah, they are.
So now people are buying them. Actually, you know who bought one? What's his name?
Jory's got one.
Jory, yeah,
the time teller.
Yeah. Time teller.
And he rigged it up like it's a nice car. Sean just posted he had he sold his Toyota MR2 Turbo Top. I had one of those.
Awesome.
I picked it up dirt cheap and I flipped it, man. I was a big time flipper of cars. I've had you name a car and I've probably flipped it. If it's a weird special one, like the S14 240, I had one of those. I did a couple things too. I flipped that. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up a Porsche. I think my wife would even be on board with picking up a Porsche.
Go for it, man. I listen. They're great everyday cars. And then unless you do what I did to mine, then it's not a good everyday car because once you take out the mufflers and put their straight pipes, it's barely like when you're driving it down the road.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cup car. It's like literally. And also mine's lowered. It's already a low car. I have 19-inch rims on it, and it's lower. It's already a small car, and the back already is a little wishy-washy and then I have cup tires on it. So all of this combines into do not drive it in the rain. Although I love driving it in the rain because it's actually a lot more fun, but you can kill yourself pretty easily. They're great cars though. If you don't do anything to it, like I did, and just get it stock and leave the suspension the way it is, they're great.
Let me tell you what,
Yeah,
I grew up. That's before they had all the driver's aids. Like even that 2004 Z06 I had, I gotta tell you, my C7 is a much nicer car in build quality, in every way. It's a much nicer car. But my 04 Z06 was a lot more fun to drive.
Yeah,
because it didn't have it had none of maybe some basic traction control or something. Hit a button and that's gone. But this new one has driver aid. I mean, it's even got the hill assist and it's a manual. The first time I'm expecting a little bit of rollback to go. No, and I stalled it. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? There's just so many driver aids and
the problem is, Matt, like if you were to get rid of your 19 and go back to like a C5 or whatever, like you would be basing that on the memory of having that car. Because I've tried to revisit old cars.
Yes.
I've actually bought back old cars that I've sold and built and brought it back. And I'm like, nope. It was great when I had it.
Yep.
Like I had to move on.
Like girlfriend.
Like old movies. How many times have you said like this was the greatest movie I've ever seen growing up, and you go back and watch it and you're like, what was I thinking? This is terrible. Yeah.
No, there's because I also have the F type. So the F type is like modern.
Car.
It's 2000. What is it? A 2020? I think I got it. So it's very modern and it's got all the aids and everything like that. And you can get it sideways, but it doesn't. It stops you from going too sideways. So, but I mean, it's fun. It's very different experience, a very different driving experience. Obviously, my 911's a manual 6-speed, and this is it has an 8-speed automatic, which is not the same driving experience, but you can definitely get it sideways very, very easily. It's rear-wheel drive. It's not a 4-wheel drive version. So that's it. So
look, I'll be the first to admit dual clutch transmissions and all that DCTs, that's the wave of the future. And they're far more efficient. They shift faster. They're better. They're faster in every way.
It shifts way faster than I could ever shift.
Right. Absolutely, 100%. But there's just something about what you're giving up. Me personally, it's more engaging being able to be in control and just shifting.
My last Volkswagen was DSG, and it was awesome. I just drove like a week ago. I just drove my son's Honda Fit, first gen Honda Fit, and that thing put a smile on my face. That thing probably has, because it's got almost 200,000 miles on it. Probably only has like 80 horsepower at this point. And that thing was more fun to drive than my DSG. Well, I don't know. I did some pretty stupid stuff in the GTI. Like I said, it's more fun to drive a slow car fast. Like I would go build a Honda Fit right now. I'd go do one versus like a Viper or a Porsche or something like that. And I would go tear up these back roads and only be doing 45, 50 mile an hour and squealing the tires and just being like, this is crazy. I'm at my limit, and have more fun and probably not get in trouble where I'm landing in jail or something.
Because you could drive the car to the limit, to the max of what it can do, and you could be full on revving at the hot. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's like the Miata. Like if you've ever driven a Miata,
Miata is the answer.
It's just a great. Have you ever? I've driven Miatas on track. I drove a Miata on Laguna Seca.
Wow!
It was awesome, and it was a manual.
Which model?
It was an I don't remember the model. It was a cup. It was a cup version, so it was like pretty bare. It had no exhaust. It was just pipes that go in, and then it had a cage and everything. But it was through Skip Barber. It was a full day track thing, 3 days.
Man, I'm envious, man. I'm jealous. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Laguna Seca. Oh, that's.
Then let me ask you guys
in the snow. By the way, it snowed.
Honda S2000, Honda S2000, or the Miata? Which one?
Miata. I've had both.
Yeah,
I mean the S2000 is an awesome car, but I don't like I don't love the look of the S2000.
The S2000s are going to go up in price, but again,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would take an NB Miata. I've had a couple of NAs. I would go with NB. They're kind of like RX-7 look to them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I might go buy one tonight. See if I can find one.
Let me get on the internet.
I must see if I can find one local to me.
They're fun. They're fun cars. That's the point.
Well, my daughter's 15, and she's going to drive this Venza with me, but she wants to learn how to drive a manual. And,
Heck yes.
And she brought up the other day, last time I was taking her for a drive, and I was like, I was thinking about getting a car. She's like, a Miata? And I'm like, no, a Venza, but like, this was back when I had the Jeep, but I'm like, man, maybe I should get a Miata. They don't take up much room. I could probably put it up on its side, up in the garage. Like,
probably, yeah, you probably can.
Hang it from the ceiling or something.
And
like nowadays, get one of those bicycle things that you screw into the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. Nowadays, it's one of the best anti-theft systems too, because none of them kids know how to drive them. Like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, what's this thing in the middle? Something's wrong with the selector.
Something's wrong with his car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Yeah. I just saw something though. It says it's all that's coming to an end because I think Lamborghini's now going to come out. They're going to make hybrids exclusively in the next couple of years. Dodge is going to EV vehicles, EV, Challenger. So I had one of those too. I had a 2015 Challenger. That thing.
Manuals will be over.
Yeah. That thing, I'm not a fan of Dodge. That thing started to fall apart. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, you need to kill this live.
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's so yeah. Now it's time to go. So thanks, Rob, for joining us. Chris, as always, thank you. So I think Chris and I talked about, are we still on for Saturday, Chris, or what do you want?
What do you mean? Another live stream?
Live stream Saturday that we were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys want to tune in for that, again, Rob, thanks for joining us, especially on short notice. It's been awesome. And we will see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys.